You changed your name from Susan to Hanala. How did changing your name change what you do creatively? Is Susan still there? Is Susan a memory?
Changing my name was something that happened one thing at a time. People don't, like, why'd you go from Susan Stadner to Hanala Sagal? Well, it's a little bit of a story. When I wrote my memoir, it was called My Parents Went Through the Holocaust and All I Got Was This Lousy T-Shirt. It took 10 years to write. It was 800 pages.
Oh, wow.
And then I took out the blame and then the commas.
And then what was it? What was the page?
400. But I added pictures. I'm an illustrator, an artist. So I was able to always, ever since I was a kid, I'd have all these cartoons that would express how I feel. And I'm actually quite good. I have this ability to draw someone just like they look without having them there. I use a picture. Anyway, but no, I do, I can do portraits. But I went through such a process over the 10 years of writing that book that I think I became a different person at the end. And when my mom came to visit toward the end, I didn't finish it until after she died, unfortunately. Well, what happened was we were at the airport and she looked at me with tears in her eyes and I was already crying and she was saying, it's not like I'm dead. I'm like, no, you're going to Canada. But she said, she teared up finally and she said, oh, you look just like Hanala. And that was her sister. She said, oh, the people that come from the other village just to talk to Hanala. Just to talk to Hanala. Damn, I can't tear up yet. Okay, so I went home, got on the treadmill, still crying. And when my husband at the time, that was 2 husbands ago, if you're counting, and I said, Pete, I want you to call me Hanala. And they're like, why, what'd you watch now? And I explained it to him and he said, okay. He finally, about 3 years ago, started calling me Hanala. It took him a while. He's a stubborn guy. So Hanala was a name that, like, my therapist got right away. And she was all behind it. Yay. But then I became Sagal when I married a Sagal and became an American citizen while legally married as a Sagal. So to unsagal myself would have been very difficult and expensive. So you might say, well, why not just get rid of the name? Well, I don't believe in throwing out the baby with the bathwater, and I love the straight A's, Hanala Sagal. And it is pretty, because otherwise it would have been Hanala Stadner, which doesn't seem right to me anymore. So I've been a Hanala Sagal for years now, and it fits, it's gentle. And when I was a little girl, my mother didn't call me Susan. That's how she called me when she was angry, Susan. But I never heard Hanala angry. It was always Hanala. Oh. Hanala, Hanala, oi Hanala. But it was never like Hanala. Although my sister, you know, everyone has that sister. She tried to ruin it for me once too. I told her that I hear Susan the way she used to say it, which tends to be like Susan, 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 which I didn't need to hear in my head anymore. So when I told her that, she went, Hanala, Hanala. I'm like, oh, that's so like her. Which is why we don't really talk.